Hello, movie buffs. Welcome back to the channel where we dive into Hollywood's best, boldest, and sometimes broodiest stars. Today, we're focusing on an actor who defined an era, made brooding look cool, and, let's be real, had half the world swooning in the late 90s and early 2000s. Mr. Josh Hartnett. Now, if you're watching this and thinking, Josh Hartnett, that name rings a bell, you're not alone. Josh was that guy, the heartthrob who seemed to come out of nowhere, stealing the hearts of teenage fans and the attention of filmmakers everywhere. He had that mysterious, too cool for Hollywood vibe that set him apart. While other actors were busy grabbing every role they could, Josh was carefully choosing his parts, making us want him even more. It's like he mastered the art of playing hard to get, and it worked brilliantly. But what makes Josh so fascinating isn't just his good looks or his talent. It's his whole attitude toward Hollywood. This guy didn't crave fame the way so many actors do. No, Josh had this "I'm here to act, not to be a celebrity" vibe, and honestly, it made him even cooler. It's like he was always just one step away from disappearing into the wilderness and living off the grid, which, let's face it, only made us want him more. So, today we're celebrating the roles that made Josh Hartnett unforgettable. Get comfortable, because we're about to dive deep into some serious nostalgia and highlight why Josh is still a legend. Let's start with the basics. Josh Hartnett was born in Minnesota, which already sets him apart from the usual Hollywood types. He wasn't raised in the Hollywood hustle. He came from the heartland, where people are real, grounded, and maybe a little more private. That Midwestern charm definitely shows up in his roles. He's always been that guy who feels real. Like he's not just reading lines, but bringing real-life experiences to the screen. Josh hit the Hollywood scene like a storm, with this magnetic intensity that made everyone take notice. By his early 20s, he was starring in movies along him. Let's be honest, everyone who saw that movie was suddenly considering a career in the Air Force. Next, we have Black Hawk Down. This wasn't about love, it was about survival. Josh plays Eversman, a soldier in one of the most intense battles imaginable, and he brought this raw, visceral energy to the role that made it unforgettable. Black Hawk Down is gritty, and Josh stepped up to the challenge, proving that he wasn't just a heartthrob. He was an actor with serious chops. Watching him fight his way through Mogadishu, you felt the tension, the exhaustion, the stakes. Josh showed us he could do action with authenticity, making you root for him in a way that felt real. This wasn't about looking good. It was about feeling the battle, and Josh made sure we did. Then we have The Faculty, a true 90s cult classic. Here, Josh plays Zeke, the bad boy with a heart of gold. Imagine James Dean meets sci-fi horror. Zeke is a rebellious genius who sells, let's just say, questionable substances to his classmates and ends up becoming the unlikely hero when, surprise, their teachers turn into aliens. This movie was ridiculous in the best way, and Josh made it work. He brought humor, swagger, and that signature "I don't care, but I also kind of do" vibe that made Zeke the coolest character in the movie. Watching Josh battle alien-possessed teachers with nothing but a smirk and a science kit was cinematic gold. Now, let's get into the slick, dark comedy thriller Lucky Number Slevin. Josh plays Slevin, a guy who's having the absolute worst luck as he finds himself trapped in the middle of a mob war. This movie let Josh show off his range. He's funny, he's smart, and he's surprisingly cool under pressure. Slevin is part mystery, part revenge story, and all style. Watching Josh navigate these dangerous waters with a mix of deadpan humor and charm is a treat. It's like he's constantly winking at the audience, saying, "Yeah, this is wild, but I've got this." And we believed him. Finally, we have the supernatural horror series Penny Dreadful, where Josh took on the dark, tortured role of Ethan Chandler. As a werewolf with a dark past, he gave us chills and depth, bringing a mix of horror and humanity to the character. Watching him grapple with his inner demons while also kicking some supernatural butt was a reminder of just how versatile he is. In Penny Dreadful, he brought a tragic weight to the character, showing a more vulnerable side that had us hooked. He wasn't just playing a monster. He was showing us a man haunted by his past. And that's what made Ethan Chandler so memorable. So what's the takeaway here? Josh Hartnett is a Hollywood legend not just because he's talented, but because he's interesting. He didn't chase the fame machine. He chose roles that challenged him, that let him explore the dark, complicated side of human nature. Whether he's fighting in a war, battling aliens, or grappling with his own monstrous side, Josh brings a unique depth that makes every role unforgettable. He's the cool guy who somehow makes you feel like you're in on the joke. And that's something Hollywood doesn't see every day. If you enjoyed this nostalgic journey through Josh Hartnett's iconic roles, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment below with your favorite Josh Hartnett movie. What was it about him that made you a fan? Let's keep the conversation going. Thanks for watching, and remember, next time you see Josh Hartnett's name in the credits, get ready for a performance that's intense, cool, and unlike anything else in Hollywood. Until next time, keep watching, keep loving movies, and keep appreciating the stars who bring a little something extra to the screen. See you in the next one.